So onto the record. Let's talk about "Don't Speak." I want to talk about this song in particular because this is one where we actually. This is a funny story about this song. We wrote the chorus and the verses last year while we were on tour, like early in the tour though, and the music was a lot different than what you hear on the album now. And basically we kind of sat down with our producer John Fields, who's done the last 3 of our records, and we said we want to do something to make this song pop, make it sound different and cool. And so he kind of gave some suggestions and came up with the way that it sounds now with that really cool beat. And basically it all kind of went from there, and it's one of my favorite songs on the record, and I hope that you guys like it too. Do you have any questions about some of the songs on the album? Let us know. We'd love to answer them. Now that you've heard it, you can ask specific questions, things that maybe you were wondering about, what inspired the song, maybe what inspired the music. So just let us know, and we will try to answer it to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
So guys, it's frozen. It says it's frozen at 103,229 viewers.
That's awesome.
So maybe there's more than that, but that's what it says right now. So that's a lot of people. So they had music questions. Here you go. Do you guys believe in aliens or ghosts? Have you ever played? Oh wow, they're coming in quick. I made the screen bigger. That helps. Okay.
117.
I like what you did to my heart.
Oh, what I do to your heart. That's cool. That song we wrote while we were on tour with Avril Lavigne in Europe, actually. We wrote it in a shower at a venue. It was a big shower, like a team shower. And it was awesome.
Oh.
Cool song inspired by a group called the Zootons out of the UK that we really like.
Grace Nightlinger asked, what was Don't Charge Me for the Crime inspired about? That was actually kind of just a story song for us. We wrote that just out of nowhere. Like, we were thinking of ideas to write a song about, and we wanted to write something completely different, and that was kind of the idea. So we kind of decided to. Do you guys like that one?
I love that song, Joe. I think for me, that song was really cool because we wrote it we wrote it with Ryan, which was really neat. And
our keyboard player.
Yeah, and that was really rad for us to be able to do something different or whatever. And I think my favorite song on the record definitely have to be. I love What Did I Do to Your Heart, because it has that country feel. It was really fun.
It says, what made you choose Common to rap on Charge Me for the Crime?
Common is a very talented
Awesome.
rapper, but he's also kind of like a poet. He doesn't just rap about things, random things. He really has a point to what he's writing about, and it's cool to see.
Kevin, can you set me up on a date with Garbo?
That's awesome. We can do that.
No.
Oh man, there was a question that said, Joe, do you want to get married like Kevin?
Do I want to get married? Eventually, probably yes. I don't know who it will be yet. But
Nick, your muscles look bigger.
He keeps them completely flexed at all times now.
All the time.
Only on the chest, just flexing.
Funny, fun.
Why did you write World War III?
World War III is actually a song that I wrote.
You wrote it in the Bahamas, man.
Wrote it in the
That's
Bahamas. I was heavily inspired one night, but this funny story about this song is that I came up with the concept for the song like a year and a half before, but I couldn't write it for some reason. I just could never sit down and write this song in particular until I think it was in May while we were doing those one-offs in the Bahamas. So I was able to sit down by the pool one day and I grabbed the guitar and wrote it. And it was awesome.
Joe, how does it feel to be 20? Feels pretty good, actually. I'm no longer a teenager. At heart I will always be.
There's a comment that said, Nick Jonas, you look older than Joe.
Nick, why'd you write Black Keys?
Black Keys is a song that I wrote at the piano in our house. It was it sounds like a story, but it was a stormy day in Los Angeles, and it was the nighttime, and there was really, like me, I think I was alone at the house, everyone else was out. And I saw the piano, it was just sitting there, so I went out and I sat by the piano and wrote it. And it just came to me. And originally the concept, it only took like 20 minutes, but originally the concept was that, it was the first song that I'd written on the black keys of the piano. I'd written a bunch on the white keys, but the black keys was the only one. And so then the concept came that it wasn't about the black keys, but about how sometimes seeing things black and white, day and night is much better than trying to mix it up with color and ruin the picture. And it just really stood out to me, that concept that sometimes simplicity is better, and not letting things get inside your head that could kind of mess you up in the path you're on.
There's a question, Nick, that said, do you guys purposely put the words lines, vines, and trying times in your songs on this last record?
When we wrote
Thank
the
you for
album,
noticing that.
Yeah.
When we wrote the album, we kind of we looked at all the songs, and there's these few words that kept popping up in each song. One was lines, one was vines, one was trying times, and they kind of all went together, and we were that's how we kind of came up with it.
Definitely. I think putting those words in the songs actually kind of made the whole album kind of like come back to one, because we had a bunch of different sounds and feels on the record, so it really made it feel uniform.
We were raised in a eclectic group of music and artists, and so we wanted to make this album something, kind of 3 different individual sounds. There's a bit of a country flair in some of the songs, kind of a more funk, Minneapolis funk sound, and then I think the other one was just kind of our straightforward pop rock sound. And so to take all those sounds and try to make this next album was a challenge for us, but really exciting.
There's a question that said, do you ever make songs that aren't on the album? Oh yeah, tons. We write lots and lots of songs that don't make the album, and sometimes they carry over to other albums. Like, for example, Live to Party was a song we wrote originally for like the original Jonas Brothers record, and then it carried over to the Jonas soundtrack for the TV show.
Yep.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite movie, Nick?
My favorite movie. My favorite movie would be The Natural. It's probably the best movie ever made.
It really is.
Like a movie called Chaos Theory, and Large and the Real Girl, Four Feathers, and James Bond, Casino Royale.
Scroll Road. Why'd you guys write Turn Right? Turn Right.
We were watching
wrote
NASCAR.
No. We were actually on the set of our TV show, and there's a song that you should all go check out right now by Bryan Adams called Walk On By. It's a song that inspired Turn Right, and we listened to the song together. Joe showed it to us, and we fell in love with it. We said we should write a song like this. We really like this song. So we grabbed the guitars in the dressing room when we had some downtime from shooting, and basically just wrote the song. And it kind of came to us and was a really cool thing. And played it for Chelsea Staub, who plays Stella on the show. She loved it, and it was just cool to see that that kind of came together like that, being inspired by another artist. So how many songwriters do we have in the chat right now? If you're a songwriter, just write us and tell us that you're a songwriter, and then tell us how long you've been writing songs. So we're always interested to.
Definitely.
I saw a comment that said, "Joe, I have a pig named Joe."
Right back.
It's pretty awesome.
I have a pig named Joe. I have a pig named Joe.
All right, you have a pig named Joe?
I have a pig named Joe. Oh yeah.
When is the Jonas soundtrack coming out? Do you know when this song?
I'm not completely sure.
I don't
Sorry.
either.
You know what's very exciting?
I'm a songwriter.
What's very
I'm a songwriter.
exciting?
I'm a
Daisy
songwriter.
Hayes says
Keep it up, Daisy Hayes. So,
I
lots
can't
of
write
I'm
a
a
song.
songwriter.
Wow.
So,
Story writer. That's cool. Roxy Jones.
Camp Rock 2 is upon us.
It is upon us.
We actually have the script on the ground. over there.
CR2.
I'm
Top
gonna
secret.
cover it.
Just
I'm
like
gonna flash.
that's the script
Oh, so good.
to Camp Rock 2.
That was the script right there.
That was that fast. Boom. Over with.
Oh.
And let me just tell you, I've read it. It's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be good.
And we met our new co-stars, some of our new co-stars. Of course, Demi and Megan Martin will all be in it. It's gonna be awesome.
With
Some of our dear
some new
friends.
people.
We got some newbies coming for the second round.
CR2.
Guy named M. Dot. He's a character in the movie. He can do a great job. And then a girl named Chloe Bridges. She's in it as well. We met them. They came to the show in LA. It was cool to see them and get to know them before we go up there. And we'll be up there for about 2 months, filming the movie and having a good time.
What do you guys think will happen in Camp Rock 2? I'd like to hear.
Yeah, tell us what
Or
you
what
think.
would you like to happen?
Because they haven't actually read it yet. I've read it.
I've now read it.
Oh, you've read it.
I've read it.
So Joe hasn't read it. So
I've been on a lot of flights
Maybe we
recently.
should read it.
You should read it probably.
I'm going
You
to.
are the
It's
main
right
character.
there.
You're the main
That's
character.
actually yours too. That's your script.
It says Shane on it.